Well, there's an absolute plethora of specials to get stuck into for the Premier League season, and it's Mark and James's job now to inform us of which ones are the best ones. So, Mark, I'll start with you.
Yeah, there's two I like sort of in the special. One is on the Racing Post handicap, the handicap market that sort of we provide the line and then the bookmakers provide the odds. And I think that QPR could go very well here. I think Mark Hughes has signed excellently in the summer. If you look at the QPR team that sort of started last season, there were a lot of championship players in there. Neil Warnock quite within his rights to give those that sort of got him up an opportunity, but it wasn't until January when Mark Hughes, backed by Tony Fernandez, the owner's money, really had a go, and they brought in some decent players, and they've done that again, this season, this summer. If you have a look at it, the likes of Fabio and Ji-sung Park from Manchester United. I know not everybody's sort of mad about Rob Green in goal, but he's a step up from Paddy Kenny. And then, in forward positions, they've still got Zamora and Cisse from last year. Also, Junior Hoylett, I've no idea why the bigger clubs didn't try and buy him from Blackburn, but I think he'll be a smashing player. Tarapt is somebody that I think he got better as the season went on last year.
And he might play better with better players around
him.
Yeah,
I do think
character.
I do think that. And then in midfield, Fowlin has come back from injury. He was a big loss for them last year. One other bet I like actually is Barini to score over 6.5 goals for Liverpool this season. He scored 9. For Roma last year in Italy. So I don't see why it'd be any different when Liverpool played in their Europa League games. Suarez was out wide and Barini's in the middle. So I think he can definitely get to 7 goals, even if Liverpool are not that strong this year. I mean, it's not a big ask for a forward to score 7 goals. He's somebody that knows Brendan Rodgers from their time together at Swansea, did well there. And he's not new to English football. He was brought up at Chelsea, so it's not like he's got major acclimatising to do. So I think 7 goals he should do easily.
James?
Looking at the handicap, I think the complete outsiders, Reading, could go well. And there's absolutely no fluke about the way they won the championship last season. The run they put together in the second half of the season was quite phenomenal, really. And they've come out. I think the way their midfield's set up, I think that will work really well at the highest level. Like Jimmy Kebby on the wing, and they've also now signed a proven goalscorer in Pogrebniak, who did so well at Fulham last season. And I think any promoted side, is coming in with the confidence, and then once you sign someone like Pogrebniak, that gives their attack a focal point. And so I can't really understand why they've been written off to an extent.
It's strange, isn't it? Because like when you look at the Premier League, right, perhaps 3 or 4 teams could win it, and perhaps relegation will be out of 8 teams, and you've got all these teams in the middle that no one ever seems to talk about. Is there anybody else in there that you think could have a good season? I think Fulham could go well, particularly if they keep hold of Dempsey. They could have a good season.
I think Fulham at about 7-4 to finish top half is a decent bet. I mean, as you said, it's almost a little mini league in there, and they're probably up against the likes of Aston Villa and Sunderland. And I think they came 9th last season, despite starting their campaign in about June in the Faroe Islands, in the very early rounds of the Europa League. But I think Martin Jol's a great manager, and if they can hold on to Clint Dempsey and Dembele as well, who's a really important player. They've brought in a couple of new strikers as well, and I think they look set for a good season.
One team that I think will continue to improve are probably Newcastle. Very impressive last year. There's they're about 5-2 to finish without the big 6 of the 2 Manchester clubs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham and Liverpool, and I think that's a cracking bet. They've got good strikers, good midfielders, great recruitment policy. They've brought in some really good players.
Do you see that as almost a match bet with Everton,
who I like as well? But I mean, Everton have got to start playing before November, haven't they?
And they rely so heavily on Jelavic for their goals, whereas Newcastle have got Papi Cisse, Demba Ba, Ben Arthur.
Could have Andy Carroll.
Yeah, they're obviously in the market for the right areas of players as well, and I think Newcastle will go well again.
I think the only danger for them is starting to believe their own hype, which as a club they do tend to do.
And the Europa League could drag them down. And I always think that for your first season in that, you're better off getting knocked out as early as possible.
Yeah.
But I think Newcastle could go well.
That'll be my special. I think Newcastle without the big six at 5-2. What about you, James?
Fulham top half finish at 7-4. I like.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for QPR on the Premier League handicap as the best bet, the specialist.
Well, there's some good advice there, hopefully. And like I say, there's loads of stuff out there. So fill your boots.